Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about some old school hacking. It's an amazing story, and you'll find out more in a minute. Today's not so critical update. Let's get at it. Sorry, that was me because Mike is wearing a special T-shirt. We both are fans of Letterkenny, so you might see this in a minute. But anyway, this is the story about some hackers who are spamming businesses' receipt printers with anti-work manifestos. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's stuff like, "Oh, are you getting underpaid? Do you not have enough holiday?" It's brilliant. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I love it. I think I love Antiwork, the subreddit. Have you read it?
I didn't know about it before this. I did check it out briefly, but
hilarious and awesome, and I wish it wasn't necessary, but I'm glad it is.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm glad it exists. I'm not glad it's necessary. I wish it wasn't necessary.
What I
I'm
mean
glad
is
it exists.
I'm surprised that you like it, because I personally find our anti-work super cringe. Like,
oh, really?
The whole thing. I cannot stand that subreddit. Like,
I thought,
yeah.
There's a comment on mine.
Because not at all. Listen, like, it kind of gives the
apparently
vibes.
My taste in subreddits.
It gives the vibe of, like, I guess the vibe it gives me is very entitled millennial. Which
dude.
I guess I'm shitting on my own generation here.
How old are you now? Can you say that on air?
Yes. I'm right smack in the middle of the millennial generation.
Oh, really? Okay, boomer.
So,
okay.
what I'm saying is, and when I look at these posts, first off, it started off, anti-work it picked up steam from the text message firings, and that's where it hit the front page of Reddit, and everyone found our anti-work. Really exploded Wall Street bet style, and it just gives me this, like, fake made up stories like this one that we just saw, where supposedly hackers are sending these messages to
what do you mean supposedly
to receipt printers.
Well, this is part of the anti-work dynamic, is people, as John said, share text message screenshots where their boss says, "Hey, can you come in this weekend?" And they say, "No, I quit." And the debate is always like, is this real or is this staged? Kind of like the staged. Like the Tinder screenshots probably fall in the same category.
Yeah.
So the theory on these receipt printers is, are they actually getting sent out to real world receipt printers, or are people just engineering them for attention and to fit into this?
You've really just ruined the whole thing for me. Okay, right, that's it. Cut. We're not doing this story anymore, guys.
I don't think that these receipt printers are getting they're not. Why would they be? First off, why are they publicly facing the web? Let's start there.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That's the least.
Half of the internet is publicly facing the web.
I'm gonna take this as a challenge. I have a Shodan account. I'm gonna go look. Gonna go see if I can find how many receipt printers. People have definitely done this research before. And
it's going on the sticky.
We're gonna stick it on, and we're gonna go do a little bit of digging and see, it's gonna kind of give us a better idea of how feasible this is.
So in the article,
when I find some, I'm gonna find some receipt printers, and then I'm gonna hack them and print out.
Let's not do that. Let's not.
Wait.
John's phone number to call for proof.
I'm not gonna hack anything. Totally promise. No, here's what I'll do. I'll go and buy some receipt printers and donate them to a local shop, then hack them, and then okay.
Then have them sign some obscure notice that says you're allowed to hack them whenever you want.
So you don't think it's real?
In the story, they cite Andrew Morris, the founder of Grey Noise security firm, who says, and I don't know, like, I didn't look if Grey Noise is a legitimate security firm or what.
They are.
Okay, I'll take you at your word, Peter. Vouching for Grey Noise, I'll take it.
Yeah,
And he says, we
okay.
don't know how many there are, but
What?
they're probably.
Wait, why did you say like that? What? Yes, I
have
am
nothing
vouching
against
for Great Noise.
It's fine.
What?
I'm sure there are
Don't
great
think they
people.
are.
Probably totally good at their jobs. I'm sure. I'm not questioning it.
Just
We're
like, just like they're just like bleeping computer, really good at their stuff. They do stuff.
They
Okay,
sound
okay,
like
sorry.
perfectly respectable
You-
people. Let's just assume that they know what they're doing. Peter says they do. Fine, whatever. Here's what I'm getting at, though. He says we don't know how many. We think there are thousands. I guess my question is, I have no trouble believing that there are tons of exposed printers to the internet. I mean, I've seen how these small businesses manage them. Like you're talking about a receipt printer at a deli or at a food cart or whatever. Totally easy to see that these could be exposed. My question is, then why doesn't it happen more?
So I remember a few years back, there was an article about one. I think it was a few variations. One, it started with basically script kiddies finding exposed printers using services like Shodan, and just sending full black page inked jobs, like 100 jobs to the printer to print just black, to deplete the ink and be a nuisance. And then others were like sending messages, automated messages. They automated this and they were like, hey, idiots, your printer is exposed to the web. That in its own is, a vulnerability. I just exploited that vulnerability, showing you what can happen when you do this. Fix this, which is totally, that's very, very nice. I love when we see things like that occur. So I'm not saying that it's not feasible. I'm just saying this feels a bit too convenient, especially for their narrative, which is like, fuck work, down with the system and the establishment. And like, I actually don't know what their end goal is, but
that's the thing that I loved about it before you ruined it for me.
Same.
Was that I kind of like the old school hacker mischief type vibe to
me
it.
too.
Like,
I do too. I think
this is
it's
what people
really
used
cool.
to do.
Yeah. This gives me like, what's it called? Like freaking,
Yeah.
For sure, freaking vibes. But at the same time, it's like it feels so forced. It's almost like some dude who works at the grocery store printed this out.
It's nothing sacred anymore. Nothing sacred anymore. Not even just nostalgia.
So I don't think that's true. But even if it is true, I still love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because like what you said about the sense of entitlement, like I think that's the whole thing. So not to make this political, but I'm totally going to make this political. Employers have had that sense of entitlement for so long. I just think it's nice to see it going the other way. So feel entitled away, like have at it.
Okay, whoa.
Be entitled.
I do not agree or disagree with the Great Resignation. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I think the Great Resignation is really cool. I think that what's currently happening, I think what's currently happening across the industries of the world or Western world, is super neat. Like this is exactly what employees need, and what employers deserve, right? I remember when in my first job, I got $1 raise, which at the time was like I don't know 3, 4, 5%, and I was supposed to be happy with $1, and they were clearly convinced that this was like a good yearly raise or whatever, and I was not very happy with $1 because
this is $1 per hour, right?
This is per hour, and that came out to $160 more a month. Like we're not talking about some insane salary increase here, and that's what these guys are fed up about. Is they want to get paid competitively, and they're sick of working for pennies. I don't think anti-work is the answer.
No.
Sorry, I think reading fictitious stories of two people texting each other.
So the reason
not the answer.
I don't think it's the answer. However, it gives people permission to not take it. right? Because I could say, whether I think it's true or not, I've seen other people standing up for themselves. I'm going to stand up for myself. And I like that.
Oh, see, there's a flip side to this, right? And this is where I'm totally undecided about this whole topic. Sorry, Mike, I don't know if I interrupted you.
No, go ahead.
No? Okay, great. Sorry. There's a flip
Because
side,
what I meant to say, really, no.
I fucking knew you were going to do that, asshole. Right. Fine. Yeah, go on then.
You're not going to.
No. What did you mean to say? Have you got something to tell the class?
I do have a story to share about work, but I'll wait until you're done.
The flip side is that it can go a bit too far, and then people end up being prima donnas. That's all I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I feel like I've been guilty of that before myself, complaining about stuff which is just, come on, I just like 6 months. I'd be like, oh my god, my company just we had to do with I don't know, just plain table salt today. Where was the rock salt? I mean, really, kind of thing. It was that sort of thing. Where it just goes a bit too far.
Peter at lunch today.
Yeah, thank you. I like rock salt, but table salt has its place.
Right on the table. I think. Sorry.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
I couldn't. It just came out of me. I don't know. I feel like if push comes to shove, employers kind of, and I think the illusion of the employer having powers is maybe starting to fade, right? But as resentment and division grows between employer-employee relations, eventually someone's going to see this as a very big business opportunity. And we're already seeing certain industries automate away a lot of people's jobs. And this might push that even.
That's not going to be driven by resentment. That's going to be driven by profit.
Of course, profit and resent. Well, how can you say that business decisions have not been driven by resentment? I feel like that's a staple in American business values, is to fuck the little guy always, no matter the union busting.
But how is this going to make it worse? I thought you were saying that because of this, it's going to make employers more likely to pursue automation.
Yeah, for sure. Why wouldn't they? I'll give you an example.
Because their employees aren't willing to be
exactly. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. They don't want to get paid what the only thing the employers can pay them. And then you are cool with that. Okay,
bring it on.
As long as we're all on the same page. I'm also cool with that. As long as there's I'm going to reference Marshall Brain's Mana Part 2 specifically. As long as there's a thing to fall back on. Peter still hasn't read my book recommendation. That's the
book. I've watched The Social Dilemma as well, for anybody who's been sticking around for 6 months.
I stopped asking about it because I know you never watched it. UBI. Well, it's the future.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do agree that universal basic income is definitely the future. All right, are we getting a little bit off point here? It does have to do with
this is the not so political podcast
anti-work
today.
The Not So Political podcast. We actually swapped the days. So if you're watching this,
normally you'd see this tomorrow. On Thursday. Today you're saying it.
No. Okay. All right. I won't go further down the road.
Okay. Look, before we wrap this up, Mike, what was your story about work?
Oh, again, not technical at all, except that it was a programming job. So it was my first programming job after I was out of the Marine Corps. I was teaching myself how to program. A guy that I was buddies with had a little programming shop. And he said, come work with me. And he said, I can only pay you, I think it was $9 an hour, but if you come over for 3 months, then I'll have you at $15 by the end of the year. So around Christmas, probably right around this time of year. And this is back in 2099, something like that. He had a partner and this guy was on vacation. So I went to the partner. I said, hey, starting next month, I'm supposed to be getting $15 an hour. That's still agreed upon, right? And he said, well, we just don't have it in the budget. And I said, yeah, but I was told that I was going to get this and the work that I'm doing is worth it. And he said, the words that he said to me are, you're worth what somebody's willing to pay you.
Whoa.
And I thought, you know what?
Ouch.
You're right. And 2 weeks later I was gone and I was making $25 an hour. And my only regret was that
Excellent.
I gave that asshole 2 weeks notice. I should have just left.
True.
Yeah, but
We feel so
lesson learned.
But you know what I say? Because I usually also try to give 2 weeks, and I know we're still.
That's such a weird thing, by the way. For me, as a European, this 2 weeks bullshit is like, what? No, because we have to give at least a month.
Right. Well,
you thought it
needs
to be longer.
I think.
Yeah. It's absolutely the law.
Also, getting like fired in the EU is like very difficult. They have to go through like months of performance planning. Anyway, what I wanted to say is I'll always say, here's my resignation time, a little bit less, a little bit more than 2 weeks, but I'm doing this for you. So if you need it. And then it's like work, like, a couple of times where they're like, no, that's fine. You can finish the day and see you later, I guess. And it's like, all right, cool, perfect.
No, in my case, I was doing work that they needed, and I saw it through, and I feel like even now, like, they were such assholes about it, I should have just left, but whatever. So that's my my lesson.
Is scheduled a bunch of meetings and then just left.
Antiwork. But kind of a weird little technical problem that we maybe do or maybe don't believe is actually a technical problem. Fun story either way. So we're going to leave it at that.